The Guardians of the Galaxy versus the Eternals. We all know that the Avengers are the top dogs, the most powerful team in the MCU. But who's going to be ready to claim that second spot? The Guardians or the Eternals? Two superhero teams with cosmic significance, and they're going at it. So who's coming out on top here? Let's find out. What's up guys, I'm Daniel and this is Danco. We do fight breakdowns every week, plus the occasional power ranking video like this one or things like that. So if that seems interesting to you, we'll sit back and enjoy the video. Hit that like button. If you want to, well, hit the subscribe button while you're at it. Now let's get to it.
Said it yourself, bitch. We're the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Now, talking about the Guardians, I think it's fair that we expand their roster size a little bit, especially since the Eternals are bringing in 10 members to the fight. So there are the original 5, plus Mantis and Nebula, but then add in Adam Warlock, Yondu, and Cosmo the Space Dog. I thought about adding in Thor instead of Cosmo since he teamed up with the Guardians, but I felt like his place is really with the Avengers, and it just felt a little bit overkill. And plus, Adam Warlock and oddly enough Cosmo are heavy hitters on their own. A ragtag group from across the universe and brought together by pure happenstance, the Guardians of the Galaxy nevertheless accidentally became one of the greatest superhero teams in the universe. Their leader, Star-Lord, is a half-human, half-celestial, and just a normal guy for the most part, but he does carry around some incredibly advanced weaponry, like blasters that can instantly take out enemies or even stun Thanos, some more bombs that can injure Thanos, and even be able to tangle with Iron Man and Spider-Man just because of his weapons and blasters. Gamora is the daughter of Thanos, and is officially known as the most dangerous woman in the galaxy. She's superhuman in pretty much every way, is easily the most trained and skilled fighter on the team, and is pretty much the competent one out of the Guardians. Drax is the bruiser on the team, the big dumb muscle. He's incredibly strong, incredibly tough, but is kind of lacking in the brains or common sense department. But don't worry, because Rocket is a literal super genius. He's also a bit of a gun nut, always carrying around some incredibly powerful weapons and explosives on him. Groot might be a little short on words, but he definitely lets his actions do the talking for him. He's incredibly strong, incredibly tough, and can instantly turn pretty much any part of his body into a weapon. Yondu is the master of the Yaka arrow, which he controls by whistling, and he can use it instantly to take out whole groups of baddies all by himself. Nebula is another former assassin and daughter of Thanos, but after losing one too many fights with her sister Gamora, she got turned into a cyborg. But that ended up working out for her, because now she's got a cool new cybernetic arm and is impossibly hard to put down in a fight. Adam Warlock is one of the new members of the team, and even though he was released out of his cocoon a little early, he's still quite the powerhouse. Strong enough to take down all the rest of the Guardians all by himself. He can fly, he's got energy lasers, he can do it all. And then there's Cosmo. And even though she is just a dog, she's really quite the powerful dog. Like powerful enough to take 2 city-sized spaceships and hold them together using her telekinesis. She might just be the most powerful dog in the galaxy.
He says, welcome to the frickin' Guardians of the Galaxy. Only he didn't use frickin'.
The Eternals are a race of a near immortal synthetic beings created by the Celestials and sent to different planets to protect and help evolve life. While they were promised that they were heroes, in actuality they were there to help a new baby Celestial developing inside the planet's core, a process that would destroy the planet entirely. Ajak is the kind and compassionate leader of the team, with the power to heal the injuries of herself and others, even what would have been fatal injuries. Cersei became the new leader of the team, with the power to transmute objects, transforming anything from one state into another. And while at first she believed that she couldn't transform sentient beings, it looks like she's slowly figuring out how to do that. Icarus is the most powerful out of all the Eternals. It is basically like the team's Superman, having super strength, flight, and super speed, and even laser eyes. Athena is a brave and unflinching warrior, and is easily the most skilled fighter out of all of them, being able to create any weapon in her hands. Kingo can charge and fire blasts of energy from his fingertips, making it the most powerful finger gun in history. Phastos is capable of manipulating any technology without even needing to touch it, and is responsible for a huge part of humanity's technological advances. Makari is easily the fastest Eternal, capable of running all around the world and moving at superhuman speeds. Druig has the ability to read and control the minds of humans, to the point where he said he could control every person on the planet. While Icarus might be the most powerful Eternal, Gilgamesh is definitely the strongest Eternal, able to put down deviants with just a punch. Then finally, Sprite. She's got the ability to create all sorts of illusions around her, using it as distractions or to confuse her enemies. So, who wins here? Well, let's try and break that down a little bit. Now, both these cosmic superhero teams are quite powerful, and especially after Guardians 3, well, the Guardians got what felt like a massive upgrade. But while they work great as a team and are really powerful as a team, powerful enough to take down a Celestial, they're also a bit repetitive as a team. Star-Lord and Rocket are both just weapons experts. Gamora and Nebula are both just superhuman assassins. You could even argue that Drax and Groot kinda serve the same purpose too, as just super powerful muscle. And that's not a bad thing, and not really a knock against them, but it does show just how well balanced the Eternals are as a unit. There's no real overlap over here. Everyone has their own unique powers, and everyone's powers complement the others incredibly well. Like you have a team medic, a team speedster, a telepath, and a technopath, even an illusionist. On top of that, since they're all cosmic robots, all of them are superhumans, at least on par with Gamora and Nebula, even the ones who might not look it or might not be known for their physicality. And this just makes things a whole lot trickier for the Guardians, and allows the Eternals to do all sorts of different strategies. Like, here are just some theoretical things that could happen. Phastos could shut down all of Rocket and Star-Lord's technology. He can manipulate tech without even touching it. Cersei could possibly transform Groot. She's pretty good at manipulating trees, it looks like. Makari is the fastest character in the universe, which means that she's fast enough to where none of the Guardians could probably even touch her. Plus, I bet she could just grab Yondu's arrow right out of the air and take it out of commission. Sprite could cast illusions all over the place and try and trick the Guardians, which honestly would probably work pretty well on Drax, because he's a big dum-dum. And then if Druig could really mind control an entire planet, well, he could probably put all the Guardians down with just a thought. But of course, it's a little unfair to say that the Guardians can't do some of the same stuff. Like, Mantis has shown a pretty remarkable ability to control other people. Like, she might have started out as just an empath, but now her powers have almost morphed into something else altogether, and she's really great at using them in a fight. And if she can put down a Celestial all by herself, no Unimind required, well, then she might just straight up be more powerful than Druig. Or Cosmo. This dog's telekinesis is legit insane. She can manipulate 2 city-sized spaceships. Nowhere alone is 3 miles wide, then hold them together for like 10 to 15 minutes straight. It's the best showing of pure telekinesis that we've ever seen in the MCU, and that includes Scarlet Witch. And just like she was able to pick up Thanos with her telekinesis and just kind of hold him there, it makes sense to think that Cosmo could do the same thing to the Eternals too. She's just that powerful. Plus, even if the Eternals have been fighting together for way longer than the Guardians, legit thousands of years, it still seems that the Guardians have better team chemistry and just work better as a unit. They are a ridiculously hard team to put down. But all that being said, I think the Eternals take it here. For two reasons. They have more powerful powerhouses, and they have characters with way better versatility. Like Adam Warlock is probably the most physically powerful member of the Guardians, seeing as how he trashed the rest of the Guardians. But I don't think he can compare to Icarus. Yeah, sure, they might be similar in strength, but Warlock has some of the worst durability you'll ever see. He gets taken out by almost everything. Icarus can survive flying into the sun, which isn't just heat, but also enough force to just blow you apart. Icarus is more powerful than Adam Warlock, and Gilgamesh is even stronger than Icarus, which means the Eternals have the two most powerful strongmen here, and they'll be able to overpower Drax, Nebula, Gamora, Groot, all of them. Secondly, they got the fastest person here, Makkari, and Makkari definitely isn't afraid to use her speed in a fight, whether it's bull rushing people and sending them flying, or just instantly removing the biggest threat from the battlefield altogether. And she's so fast that, who is going to catch her? Throw in Thena with her thousands of years of battle experience and put her close to on par with Icarus? Well, the Eternals should have the clear physical edge over the Guardians. And then just the versatility. Mantis might have the same powers as Druig, but she has to actually touch you to affect you. And as soon as she loses touch or gets knocked out, well, then you're free. Druig can affect you in an instant, and he can affect everyone all at once. He could possibly put the whole team down all by himself. And even if he can't actually beat Mantis, that's putting down everyone except Mantis. That's still a lot. Sprite's illusions will for sure trick at least a few members of the team. Probably Drax, maybe Warlock, maybe Groot. Fastest can easily dismantle tech. Even Ajax is crazy helpful, running around and instantly healing herself. Others, it's gonna be next to impossible to actually put down the Eternals as long as she's still around. And then in regards to Cosmo, well, it's way easier to hold someone in place when they can't fly. Like, you might be able to pick Thanos up, but picking up Icarus and holding Icarus back is a bit trickier just because he can move through the air. I just think the Eternals are better all around, are more powerful, are more versatile, are a slightly better formed team, and I think they'll come out on top here. The Eternals win. But what do y'all think? Sound off in the comments down below. I know you're gonna have thoughts and feelings on this one for sure. If you stuck around this long and made it to the end of the video, that's amazing. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting us. And if you want to go subscribe, well, go subscribe. You're going to see more videos like this one every single week. I'll see y'all then. I'll see y'all next time.